my whole evaluation of Shedeur is this. I think he's got a lot of things against him, and some of it is natural things. It's not like, all these conspiracies that I hear about Shedeur. I think number one, he's a rookie going into one of the toughest professional leagues you can play in, playing the toughest position that you can play in. So there is a learning curve when it comes to that, and I think he's going through that. But for all intents and purposes, looking at that learning curve, I think he's doing a pretty solid job. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely. There's room for improvement, but I think he's doing a pretty good, solid job. I don't think he's playing in the best system. Like, I don't think
Right.
that helps, with the Kevin Stefanski stuff. And, so I think that hurts him a little bit. I think his wide receiving core is not the best. So there are a lot of things that are going against him. But here's the thing about the NFL and what's going on with Shedeur Sanders is that, man, there are just no excuses. Like not the Minnesota Vikings, but the Cleveland Browns brass are really looking at him, and they're looking at Shedeur Sanders under a microscope. I don't want them. This is just me. I don't want them to I don't want them to draft another quarterback because me personally, with my eye, I don't think there's another answer out there. I think, at least for the short term, I think Shedeur Sanders is the answer for the Cleveland Browns. And I would just love, if all things were perfect and I could have my way and I could control the controllables, I would just say I would love to see Shedeur get a whole nother year. I would like to see him get an off season. I would like to see him get a training camp. I would like to see how the Cleveland Browns are going to use those draft picks that they have without drafting a quarterback. I want to see what they do in free agency. I just want to see what they do to bolster the skill around Shedeur Sanders to really get an assessment on what type of quarterback he is. I really don't see a viable option. If I'm wrong, fellas, let me know. Is there another option out there next year besides Shedeur that makes this team a whole lot better? I'm talking about a realistic option out there for the Cleveland Browns.